Gave it up for Lent. Haven't gone back.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
You know what I have?
I forgot the toast, so help yourselves. There you go.
So we made another trip down to visit Thom Radice's layout. This time I drove down with Heath Hurwitz from New York City to New Jersey. And we were teamed up as a engineer and conductor, and we would swap between trains that we ran. I think we ran about 3 trains, the last one being an extra. And I was able to snag a little bit of footage. Here's a train passing through the station at Dalton.
It's a good running in.
Diamond circle on each corner, and which one's incomplete? I'm like, really? Wow. You're getting so small, they're like, which one? I don't know. So I guess I got it down.
Here's a Georgia train waiting in Chattanooga. Here's our train backing up kind of quickly through Dalton. We need to couple back up to our passenger car, which we left at the end of this switchback. So once we get reconnected, we'll head back out. Here's that trestle again. Thom's layout is really beautiful. It's set in summer of 1863. And as you can see, the scenery is really spectacular. The cotton's almost ready to be harvested in this scene. And we had about 3 trains running at a time. Thom's layout runs from Chattanooga to Atlanta. For operations, we started using the Catoosa from Chattanooga, and then we swapped engines at Dalton for the New Jersey. Here's a overview of Kingston. Kingston on this layout is a real pinch point. A lot of crews end up coming together. At one point, all 3 trains were juggling cars around Kingston.
So, yeah, it was real. That's a key one. Yeah. And then the guys were.
Thom's engines are mainly heavily reworked Mantua 440s. They're tender drive with a rotating shaft that leads from the tender to power the drivers. He's discussed a lot how he's done it on his channel, which is just his name, Thom Radice. Here we are back in Chattanooga. See the transfer trains ready to connect with the different railroads that connected with the Western Atlantic. The time that Thom's depicting, there was a lot of fighting along the line, so part of the operations is that there were random events that you don't know about that come up as you're operating.
Yes.
And you may not be able to with one person running things. You may need people running
like this.
Here we are backing up some livestock cars in Dalton. We're going to leave those here. But those random events can really play havoc on your schedule. You may have to shuttle some priority cars, and your train will pay the price. Here we are waiting in Dalton with a different train, waiting for a train to pass by. Here's a view of Atlanta Yard. And the station area. Familiar with people who watch Gone with the Wind. They burned a bunch of sets for that scene, including the doors from King Kong. Here's our little coal train again in the Dalton area. Here's an area near the tunnel where there's a refueling rick, usually loaded with wood, water tower, and there's the tunnel. Here's a different refueling area near the pass. You can see the long view towards Kingston across the covered bridge. The train crews on Thom's layout synchronize their pocket watches at the beginning of the day, operation session, and we're all using those to schedule meets, and but again, with those random events, since this was such an active area, you can really get off schedule. There's the hotel, site of the beginning of the locomotive chase.
At least to be able to get on this track.
Who has the New York?
We do. There's an issue with the schedule. These should be over here probably.
These?
Yeah. We're started down here.
Right, it's an upturn.
But these should be over here, should they not?
Oh,
This
no, you
column
know
should be
why?
over here.
Those were the two that we're gonna pick up in Big Shanty. Yeah. So you don't have anything to drop.
Yeah, we need to drop 3 cars here in Rome.
Let me make
As you can tell, there's a lot of negotiation and horse trading between crews. It's a busy railroad, and there are a lot of tracks that need some interplay between different road crews.
no, right. I break the real ones in the model.
This is number 3. That's mine.
I just figured it was an extra addition to the order. That makes more sense.
With our train reassembled, here we are pulling out through the camp again with the officer car.
They had bad service. So somebody paid for us to put a set of.
There's the fancy drone shot through the cut. And here's the destination of those coal cars, the steel mill at Atlanta. Yeah, finally dropping off the passenger car and heading out with another train. We're headed back to Chattanooga with a few cars to drop off and pick up along the way. As you can see, we've picked up a few passenger cars. The Nashville and Chattanooga is interchanging with the Western Atlantic, and we're bringing them to Chattanooga to make their connection. Here they are cutting through Dalton again.
Right. And if there's anything different, we'll get it at the next town.
When he gets to the next place,
Yeah.
Chatty boss man. Yes, sir. Where would you like us to come in? Chatty from Chattanooga, not Chatty because he's like. Are you yeah. Are you heading back out after you? Are we heading back out?
There's no third side to this paper.
Our piece of paper only had 2 sides.
Neat railroad, lots of.
Somehow magically, we are able to discuss things with the Chattanooga yardmaster, despite not actually being in Chattanooga. We're in Dalton still. But our train will be there momentarily once we cross this bridge and get across some more land.
I'm going to sit you girls at the
We had garbage for,
Coffee, anybody?
what?
Coffee?
No, whiskey.
Irish.
Irish coffee? Oh, all right. Okay. Go either way?
We've discussed Rule G not applying in the 1860s, especially in the South. And our train has finally arrived back in Chattanooga, where we are in discussion with the yardmaster where he wants us.
Okay, you're set now. If you want to cut your engine.
We thought we were done for the day, but he had an emergency train movement, an extra that he gave us, and once we pulled in, we had to pull right back out. We just had time to turn us on the turntable, and off we went with a rush to the camp. We had a load of artillery supplies. And here's Atlanta Yard. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to leave a comment, that would be great. And there will be more coming up.